had nothing to do with that. Yeah, but we're all community. See, we live here in the same neighborhood, right? You live on the street. Bob lives up the street. I need you to pay 40% of my bills. But I disagree with the way you spend money. Yeah, but we're all a community. How is it different that generations of people now, like under Barack Obama, the doubling of the national debt, they're saying to little babies, pay our bills. Well, after all, we're a community. Well, I never voted for that. Oh, well, that's too bad. What if I don't pay these bills? Well, pass them on to the next generation. Someone pays them one day. I have a dream that people will awaken to this. I have a dream that we will have a movement to remove ourselves from the intimacy of others. Oh, wait. Did the conservative who's against abortion in case, except for the cases of incest or a mother who's about to lose her life, in which case he believes it should be left to the pregnant person, and between they and God, and it's just Sophie's choice, and he doesn't feel qualified to make that decision? He's going to talk about removing ourselves from the intimacies of others? Yes. One day, I have a dream that people will realize when you tell me I need to pay for your sexual activity, you're telling me I would like you to pay attention to my sexual activity. I would like you to take an accounting of what goes on in my bedroom. I would like you to have some control over my sexual activity. I hope and I dream, and I have a dream, that people will begin to awaken to, oh, wait. I've invited this insane conservative radio host into my bedroom by virtue of forcing him to pay for my things. And yet I would like to have this freedom. And overall, and this took a huge hit, my dream for this, talk about this tomorrow. There's a bill in Washington state that will put the government in charge of charities, roughly. We'll talk about it in detail tomorrow. I have a dream that other people will begin to realize that charity is always superior to taxation. It is superior to the people who receive it because they know it was given from love. It is superior from the perspective of efficiencies. A well-run charity takes much, much less of the money than government will ever do and doesn't perpetuate itself. And it's always better for the people who give to give through choice. Because all of these dreams I've talked about are predicated upon a recognition that government has become too much of a crowbar in the hands of certain portions of the population to wedge other portions of the population to kneel and to do their bidding. What history takes to happen is lessons in pointing out every day to our young people examples like I just gave. What is the consequence of being able to force your neighbor to pay your bills? The consequence is one day someone will force you. We'll come back on the Todd Herman Show. Instead of emails today, you can, if you have last second thoughts, therman at ktch.com, on Twitter at Toddy Herman. We'll dive into those as we continue. But before all that, we'll go out and check traffic with Right Way Traffic.
There's a brand new crash to warn you about southbound I-5 in Seattle at Union Street. The North Gateway. Still, it's a very slow drive, 405.
Addresses the physical aspects of addiction and ends the cravings. You can feel great again and look forward to a happy future. Call 1-800-CRAVING right now.
I've got a chance through many years here, Gary, with Toilet Puyallup to say long-tenured staff. What does it benefit the customer when they walk on on your 8-acre lot that you've had a staff in place for a long time?
Brock, I think that is ultimate in what we provide to our customers is that level of trust and relationship that we've built up over the years.
And some of the folks behind the scenes have been there almost 40 years.
Oh my gosh, we have technicians that have been working on Toyotas for more than 40 years. Basically working on Toyotas longer than you've been alive.
How does that benefit the buyer that comes in? Where do they see that kind of gain from such a long tenure staff?
The trust, the relationship, the knowledge, the wisdom, the experience. When you come into Toyota Puyallup, whether you're buying a car or having your vehicle serviced, you're going to see a familiar face that knows you, knows your family, and knows how to take care of you.
Thanks, Carrie. And now you can lease an all-wheel drive RAV4 hybrid for just $199 a month. Check out more savings at ToyotaPuyallup.com. 36-month, 36,000-mile lease, $35.99 due at sign and expires 1/31/18.
Hi, it's Ursula. Make 2018 the year you live life to the fullest without worrying about foot, leg, and back.
No smaller businesses, but Jeff's has been building up for 37 years, and that's what gives him the confidence to back up his mechanical repair with 3-year, 36,000-mile warranties. He knows what he's doing, so he's willing to do that. So when you make an appointment, you go out, you get the loaner car, they take care of those little things. If they find anything nasty, Jeff's on it and take care of it. Make them the doctor of your car. Go set an appointment at jeffsauto.com. Say hi to family. Jeff's Auto.
Type 2 diabetes. A lifetime of medication.
Welcome to the bottom line.
As your doctor told you, you can actually cure type 2 diabetes without medication. Our 2020 lifestyle doesn't treat type 2 diabetes. We cure it. Having treated thousands of patients, 2020 lifestyle has a proven success rate for ending the need for medication, normalizing blood sugars, and eliminating other dangerous health risks such as cardiac disease. With a team of doctors, registered dietitians, personal trainers, and lifestyle coaches, you'll receive expert support to cure your disease. Don't settle for a lifetime of relying on medication. Find out how 2020 Lifestyle can help you cure your type 2 diabetes and give you back a healthy, drug-free life. Call 877-559-2020 or learn more at 2020lifestyles.com. That's 877-559-2020 or 2020lifestyles.com.
What would happen to your family if you died today? Would they be able to stay in their home? Could the kids still afford college? Protect your family's future with affordable term life insurance. Experts agree you should have at least 10 times your annual income in coverage. I'm Gil Edwards, and I'll help you make sure you have enough coverage at a price you can afford. In fact, insurance rates are so competitive, the premiums might be lower than you think, even if you take medication for blood pressure or cholesterol. Oh, and if you're in preferred health, you can save even more. I'm sure you're thinking, who is Gil Edwards? I'm a local, experienced life insurance specialist. I've been helping my clients in the Puget Sound region solve their life insurance needs since 1992. The process is easier than you think. For a free, no-obligation quote, call me, Gil Edwards, at 206-545-1188. That's 206-545-1188. Gil Edwards, 206-545-1188. 206-545-1188.
Back to the Todd Herman Show, live and local on AM 770 KTTH. Always on at KTTH.com.
Media posts, notes, show we go. And remember, you can always email me, therman@kcth.com. I do love to read them, and I try to respond on air as often as I can. Got a couple of notes yesterday from people who disagree with the assessment of one student of Oak Harbor High School. There was a Martin Luther King Day presentation there that student and one other, I didn't read on the air, felt was overtly racist against white people. And he got a note from a mother, said, hey, you know what, my daughter saw the opposite. She's speaking up, and I'm proud of her. And that's the nature of these events, which is why I question why they're held in schools, which is why I question why there should ever be that question. It's one thing to discuss the Reverend and his work. It's another thing to bring politics into it. And Black Lives Matter has politicized race relations completely. Now, I wasn't there, and I read both emails, and this lady said, hey, you don't need to read my daughter's email, but you could read some from the administrator. Well, if the administrator wants to explain, the administrator can come on the show. And we've reached out to the administrator at that high school to come on the show. but I'm not in the business of distributing a written statement from an administrator when we're perfectly available to have them on the show. So it's my policy, and I'm sorry if you don't like it. Gail from Seattle on profanity in D.C. Hey, Todd, this is a tiny point, but remember when Senator McCain had to apologize for using the F word about the time he was running to be president? I remember the reply was something like, I'm sorry, yes, I've been known to use that word. Again, a Republican was called out. You know, the word is commonly used in D.C. I do remember that. I remember that when John McCain won the nomination, the day after he won, and I was working at my the startup I had. I was called Spin Spotter to algorithmically spot bias in news articles. The next day, the New York Times turned on him after he was the maverick, the truth teller, the Truth Trellan Express. The next day, they ran 2 articles, as I recall, on the front page. One, McCain was a cheater, a sex freak cheater. Turned out to be completely baseless, all, as I recall, anonymous sources, all of them. And then the other one was he had a temper problem, and he was mentally challenged and a danger to society. It was the very next day. John from Puyallup on Mayor Jenny, who's telling Jeff Sessions to do his job. A mayor of a sanctuary city saying, do your job. A mayor who ignores homelessness saying, do your job. Hey, Todd, I heard you talking today about your disappointment with Mayor Jenny Durkin of Seattle and how she is, in your opinion, a failure already. I saw on YouTube her swearing-in ceremony, and I have to say, she lied on day one. She raised her right hand and swore that she would uphold the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of Washington State. How does Seattle, being a sanctuary city, fit into upholding the Constitution of the United States and the state of Washington? From my point of view, she has no credibility from day one after swearing to uphold the Constitution and allowing Seattle to be a sanctuary city. She lied with her right hand raised. Well, John, I want to be clear about something. What I've said about Mayor Jenny, as she likes to be called, is that she is not likely to be insane. And from that perspective, I said that I had some hope. But I never said, oh, I think she's going to be a big success. What I was disappointed in was how quickly she turned out to be a complete fraud and a failure. Because it would have been fun to at least have a little drama. Wouldn't it have been fun to have some anticipation? Oh my gosh, we might actually have a successful mayor of Seattle. From Nathan in Marysville on Sound Transit's apologists. Todd, I've been following your show for several years now, and I love what you're doing. My email today is in regards to Sound Transit. It occurs to me that through reading Sound Transit's articles and Facebook comments, that they possibly rationalize all their numerous illegal and dishonest tactics with the old break a few eggs to make an omelet rationale. Likewise, some ST3 supporters I see talk the same way. How can we make people see that the means to the end matter? As always, I love the show. Keep on fighting the good fight. Thank you very much, Nathan. I appreciate this. I had a meal the other day with a big-time Republican leader, thinker, very, very good person. And I recommended this. And I'm going to recommend it again. And I'm going to tell you, conservatives, young conservatives, you will start to see change in this state when you start to adopt theater tactics, shock tactics. Here's one. The next time Sound Transit puts out a bunch of extra trains for a Seahawks premier day game or a big game day, come in from Marysville, come in from Snohomish, come in from Everett, occupy the trains, buy a day pass, fill the trains to capacity with people wearing t-shirts that say, today, the people who pay the bills ride the trains. Don't let anybody on them by virtue of your very presence. I guarantee the media will report that. And I guarantee you'll have an opportunity to say, we're sick of paying for Seattle's illegal choo-choo train. It will wake people up, but you got to adopt the tactics. We'll come back on the Todd Herman Show at AM 770 KTTH with yet more local news.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not...
99. Fred Meyer, what's on your list today?
If you're telling yourself to wait until after the holidays or see what the market does, well, your wait should be over. The Federal Reserve raised interest rates in December, and they're forecast to steadily go up in 2018. Tila Mortgage can still get you a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage in the 3s. With access to various investors and wholesale products, you could get 3.875% with an APR of 3.984, whether purchasing or refinancing to pay off debt. Stop waiting. Call Tila Mortgage for a free, no-pressure consultation. consultation. TILA, spelled T-I-L-A, stands for the Truth in Lending Act and emphasizes their commitment to honest and ethical lending. TILA Mortgage invites you to call 206-766-8888 or TILAmortgage.com. $300,000 loan amount, 0.75% fee, 80% LTV, 360 payments of $1,410.71. Taxes and insurance not included. Rates and terms subject to change without notice. This is not an offer to extend credit or a commitment to lend. Loan subject to underwriting approval. 740 credit score. Division of American Pacific Mortgage Corporation. NMLS 1850. Equal housing opportunity.
If you're ready to sell your home, you've thought about how hot the market is and how much equity you have in your house. And I imagine you'd like to keep most or all of that equity. And not paying a listing commission is a great way to start. If you're thinking of selling your home, think about FARA. It's a new way to sell that's more transparent, will save you thousands in commission fees, while still providing all the services you want and need. Professional photos of your home, a complete and independent home inspection, an MLS listing. Plus, those offers you're going to get will be online, which makes negotiating easy and the whole process transparent. And FARA has hundreds of happy customers, like Keith, a local business owner, who said, FARA was great to work with. They guided us through the entire process from listing all the way through closing. Best of all, we saved $13,500 that would have been paid in commissions. It's time you discovered FARA for yourself. Call 1-800-571-FAIRA or go online to FARA.com. It's selling made simple.
Saving money can seem daunting, so most of the time we don't think about it. And since we don't want to think about saving, we don't save. But now with an Easy Start certificate from Navy Federal Credit Union, you can keep not thinking about saving while actually saving. With recurring transfers, you automatically save money each month without ever thinking about it. It's simple, it's automatic, it's an easy start to saving. Learn more at NavyFederal.org. Open to everyone in the Armed Forces, the DoD, veterans, and their families. Federally insured by NCUA.
All right, all your headlines here in just a moment, then we'll get to Ramadan's Top 5 at 5. You know, it is the winter driving season, and you want to be careful, especially if you're heading up into the passes. In fact, I was talking to a friend of mine, Priscilla, the other day, and she told me that she was stuck up in the mountain pass for 6 hours. For 6 hours, because someone didn't know how to put their chains on, and they wiped out, and they had a crash. You want to stop by Les Schwab Tire Center. Even if you didn't buy your chains or cables from them, they'll show you how to put them on. They don't want you to go sideways when you're up by 90 or Highway 2, wherever you're headed this winter season. You also want to make sure that when you park in the parking lot and things freeze up and you're ready to go, after you full day of skiing, snowshoeing, whatever, you want to make sure that car's going to turn over. You want to make sure the brakes work when you're coming back down the pass. Les Schwab will do all that. Stop by for a free pre-trip safety check just to make sure you're ready to hit the road. And don't forget, for the life of the tire, everything is free at Les Schwab. It's called the Les Schwab Best Tire Value Promise. Stop by a Les Schwab Tire Center near you this winter. How do you find them? Go to LesSchwab.com. That's LesSchwab.com. Les Schwab, let's say it together. Doing the right thing. It matters.
Domino's is more than just great pizza. Mix it up with an order of their specialty chicken, marbled cookie brownie, or Bread-Twists. It's always a good day for pizza at Domino's.
KIRO-FM, Tacoma, Seattle.
CBS News on the Hour, presented by Buffalo Wild Wings.
I'm Pam Coulter.
Please stay off the road.
Governor Roy Cooper in North Carolina, where 6 to 8 inches of snow has closed schools, left thousands powerless, and caused hundreds of crashes. 8 deaths are now blamed on the wintry weather in the South. CBS's Chris Van Cleve.
From Texas to the Carolinas, there are major travel problems across the South and hundreds of crashes as people try to navigate the treacherous roads. At least one county in Georgia has taken the unusual step of issuing a mandatory curfew so people will stay off the roads.
I don't think I recommend coming out.
In Louisiana, where a state of emergency was declared, an 8-month-old baby is dead and a woman was left in critical condition after their vehicle slid off the road into a canal.
GOP leaders in Washington have made it clear there will be no deal to protect the Dreamers this week, and Democrats are under pressure to make sure that's part of a spending bill to keep the government operating. CBS's Stephen Portnoy has more.
The GOP leader's current proposal, now endorsed by the White House, would avoid a shutdown by extending government funding through the middle of next month. But it faces trouble in both houses. Some conservatives in the House, whose votes would be needed, are balking, and members of both parties in the Senate say they don't like it either.
Did President Trump invoke executive privilege, keeping former chief strategist Steve Bannon silent during his appearance before the House Intelligence Committee yesterday? Chief of Staff John Kelly told Fox News.
No. Steve has had very, very
little contact with the White House since he left.
There was bipartisan tribute to Bob Dole today.
The 94-year-old former senator from Kansas was presented with the Congressional Gold Medal. President Trump called Dole a hero as he spoke about his recovery from battlefield injuries.
It was his mother whose love and cooking fueled the fight to move his legs just a half-inch higher each and every day.
Dole thanked those in attendance in a halting voice.
Mr. Speaker, I yield the balance of my time.
Bill Rakoff, CBS News, Washington.
Apple has big expansion plans in the U.S., including building a new campus that will produce 20,000 jobs. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
The company said that it will contribute more than $350 billion to the U.S. economy over the 5 years by adding those 20,000 new jobs and also by investing in domestic suppliers.
Apple's announcement helped fuel a stock surge. NASDAQ was up 74 points, and the Dow soared 322 to close above 26,000 for the first time. This is CBS News.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports. Find a location at BuffaloWildWings.com.
A heartbreaking tribute to a fallen deputy today. We'll hear more coming up. But first, Cairo Radio, real-time traffic.
It's going to be 55 minutes now from Tacoma heading into Olympia. So far, the heaviest traffic, though, around Highway 18 and heading out towards the Tacoma Dome. Pretty busy getting out of Lakewood all the way down through Joint Base, Lewis McChord. As a matter of fact, I'm looking at the drive as we get down into parts of Lacey. You're going to find some heavier traffic, especially around the Capitol and around 101 on South 95 northbound. Pretty busy getting out of Lacey after Martin Road, heading into the Nisqually River Basin. Let's take a look at those real-time travel times because they are pretty ugly. We're looking at 105 minutes from Seattle to Everett, 76 minutes from Bellevue to Everett. A busy drive on a southbound 405 for those of you getting out of Bellevue and heading out towards South Center. As a matter of fact, that drive right now will take you about 72 minutes. A new wreck has popped up, and that is on northbound I-5, just north of Northgate. That's taken up that center lane. Traffic is brought to you by Phillips Law Firm. If you or a loved one have been injured in a car accident, call Phillips Law Firm today for a free case evaluation. Call 800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com. Cairo Radio Real-Time Traffic, I'm Tracy Taylor.
Cairo Radio News, 97.3 FM.
A somber ceremony for Deputy Daniel McCartney at the auditorium at Pacific Lutheran University today. Friends, family, and co-workers taking turns honoring the young father of 3 killed in the line of duty. McCartney's partner, Deputy Luke Baker, says it feels like he's lost a brother.
Dan always treated me like his older brother, and I always treated him like my little red-headed brother. We teased each other like brothers do. At times we fought like brothers do, but mostly we shared our love of catching bad guys with our mountain detachment team.
Baker's been assigned a new partner now, who he says will have some pretty big shoes to fill.
There's a new K-9 on our department who will be hitting the streets soon. I met with Dan's boys several days ago, and they decided that his name should be Dan. So I'm putting all bad guys in Pierce County on notice. Dan is still coming for you, as am I, as is every other person on this department, because that is what we do.
Washington State University quarterback Tyler Holinsky has been found dead after failing to show up for practice yesterday, apparently a victim of suicide. ESPN's Danny O'Neill says it's a surprising and tragic loss.
He was a promising young player on a team and had been backing up Luke Falk with obviously a level of sadness that he was dealing with and desperation that I know if he had told anybody, there would have been people there, especially in that Cougar community.
There is a memorial growing around the Cougar statue on campus, and the student body hopes to hold a candlelight vigil this weekend. Some important news for Seahawks fans who are thinking about heading to London for that matchup with the Oakland Raiders. The NFL UK says they'll be announcing ticket information for the October game tomorrow morning. A look at your forecast now.
More rain on the way and breezy conditions at times for Thursday and Friday. Low temperatures in the low 40s, highs in the upper 40s. I'm Cairo 7 Chief Meteorologist Morgan Paul.
51 degrees now in Seattle. I'm Kim Shepard.
On demand with the Cairo Radio app. Cairo Radio News, 97.3 FM. This is the Ron and Don Show on Cairo Radio, 97.3 FM, Seattle's Seahawks station.
All right, here we come with tonight's Top 5 at 5. It's going to be brought to you by Heritage Distilling Batch number 12 vodka. Someone's going to win 2 tickets to see Blue Oyster Cult with Casino. Ticketmaster.com if you need some tickets. Got to be 21 years of age or older to win. Don't forget, I'll give you today's code word. I don't know what it is yet, but when I know it, I'm going to know it. And then you head to our show page when I give it to you, mynorthwest.com/5. Fill out the entry form. You enter to win today's great prize. All right? And don't forget, if you want to be a part of something bigger than yourself, right now, text the word legacy to 98973. This is in honor of Sierra, Titus, Tate, Traxon, McCartney, that were all left behind when their father passed away in the line of duty. But with so much love and so many first responders out there, Titus, Tate, Traxon, Sierra, they will never be left behind.
There's a drum corps that started the ceremonies today after hundreds of vehicles left JBLM in a procession that took about 45 minutes. One of the first speakers to talk about Deputy McCartney was his aunt, Aunt Judy.
Upon returning from a 6-month tour in Afghanistan, he was highly decorated and received numerous awards and commendations for his expertise and service. The bar he set for himself was always high. Fortunately, during his Navy days, technology in the form of email provided a way to connect with a lovely Loyalton lady with whom he fell deeply in love. In 2004, 2 months shy of his 21st birthday, he married Sierra, his true soulmate. He was smart, really smart, quick-witted, and never at a loss for words. He enjoyed music, was expert in all things technological, a devoted sports fan, a self-proclaimed do-it-yourself home renovation extraordinaire. He was passionate. He tucked his boys in for bed every night and read to them before he left for work. He loved daily wrestling matches, tactical Nerf wars, building Legos, and playing video games with them. Daniel and Sierra are soulmates.
Of course, Daniel was killed in the line of duty with the Pierce County Sheriff's Department a little over a week ago. Before he's with that department, he was at Hoquiam. This was their chief, Jeff Myers, talking about his former officer.
Daniel McCartney started his career as a peace officer in Washington State with the Hoquiam Police Department on April 1st, 2009. I gave him the choice of another date, but starting on April Fool's Day didn't seem to bother him in the least. There's a serious photo of Daniel with a stern face taken soon after we changed uniforms from light blue to dark blue. And I think Daniel would want us to see him that way, all serious and all business. But we know better. For those that knew him, and for all of us at Hoquiam PD, we see Daniel with an ear-to-ear infectious smile and sparkle in his crystal blue eyes. With a shock of red locks and the occasional extra spiked hairdo when he thought I wasn't looking, Daniel quickly became a member of our family at HPD. With only 18 sworn officers in our department, your patrol squad becomes your family away from home, 12 hours a day, 3 days on, 3 days off, week after week, and month after month.
It wasn't long before they gave him a nickname.
Daniel earned the nickname of Danimal because he was a red-haired bulldog who kept digging and digging. He was a part of the team, but he often liked to be in the lead. Daniel's drive and competitive nature, sometimes even seemed cocky at times, really drove everyone else in the department to step up, to do better. We sometimes called him Dan the Man.
9 days ago, Chief Myers got a late-night phone call.
The phone call came in the middle of the night. A Pierce County Sheriff's deputy was in a shooting. The deputy is in surgery. The deputy is Daniel. Then the second phone call came. Daniel didn't make it. All of our hearts stopped. We were devastated. Over the past week, our community came together by the hundreds to honor Daniel and his family. This was repeated all over the region, from Pierce County to Yelm CrossFit. Cards and flowers, tears and hugs, stories and remembrances. Because Daniel McCartney, son, brother, husband, father, and peace officer, made so many big ripples in so many ponds. If you look around you right now, you'll see all of Daniel McCartney's small ponds have come together here today to honor his life. As we go forward, just as our department has honored the family of Officer Donald Burke, killed in the line of duty in Hoquiam in 1980, whose daughter Kelly is here today to pay her respects to Daniel, Sierra and the boys will forever be a part of the Hoquiam PD family. No matter what years pass, the sacrifice